All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. This is fielded at the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Ready? Forward, Mike. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go again.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
Let's go, D. Slam. It's a 6. Run it. Pass. Check. Squeeze. Check. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Shit. What?
A give, running right is Mack. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
So just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
Check 43.
They'll try and run for this with Mack. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Let's go. Henry. 55. Zoom. Showing up.
Off the play fake. Barnes. That is caught. It's Tajay Sharp. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 44-yard line.
Alert flare. Match box. Mike. Watch out. Watch twist. Check.
On the jet sweep, here's Grant. And he stopped immediately there. The tackle is made by Adoree Jackson.
I'm not sure that you'd call it a trick play, but they definitely showed some imagination there. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to come back and show this play a few more times before this one is over.
Ready, set, 50, 81.
Looking to throw on second down. Barnes. That's complete to Sharp. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
We want it. Come to my world. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Switch.
On second down, here's a run with Mack. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
Undercrush. Wait. SOS. Echo. Where'd he go? 55. Check, 55. Mike. I'm coming. Shit.
On 3rd down, Barnes. And he finds his target. It's Sharp. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And a few little style points on the juke, but not much room to maneuver after that. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Okay. Kill. No. Off. Watch the ship.
This a give to Mack running to the right. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
How about this opening drive? Play number 12 now. This is 3rd down.
Check 26. Cover. Go.
Naeem Hines, his first carry. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Naeem Hines, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Check. Let's go.
On 1st down, Downs to throw. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. They call it no gain there on the 1st down play.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
To throw on 3rd down. Dobbs trying to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
55. Right there in the middle. 55. Here we go. Here we go. Check. 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 Jam. 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 Jam.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Back to the air on second down. Barnes. That's complete to his tight end. This is Lance Kendricks. And he's got this down to the 35. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
And some space here. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious, so you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
Tackled at the 25-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 0.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
With the score, Colts 7, Texans 0.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. On the counter, here's Jones. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Out of the gun, Dobbs. And he finds Stills, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
A gain of 18 on the play.
54.
First down, Texans.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash, crash. Hold, 64. Wait.
Now a first down carry by Jones. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Off the edge, the sack by Reggie Ragland.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Dobbs to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. And Mack has the ball stripped.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On first down, Mack. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
Mike 41, I'm going to wedge that, huh? You must be dreaming. Mike 41, Mike 41. Yes, yes.
To throw on 2nd down, Barnes. He's going to go for a big play, and that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 25-yard line. Looking to throw. Barnes. He's got his man Sharp complete. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
12 more yards. That's another Colts first down. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
This quarterback now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. They'll run on first down. It's Mack. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Texans scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Rush in, rush in.
Following the fumble recovery, Dobbs. Forced out to his left. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again, Dobbs. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The Texans on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Dobbs to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Reggie Ragland in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here comes Grant on the return. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
At their own 36-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. This quarterback now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 1st down, Mack. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Under 10, under 10, 10.
On 2nd down, it's Mack. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Marlon Mack, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts strike quickly here for 6 points. Elliott Good with a PAT. A first update now out of Jacksonville. And the Jags, they're out to an early lead there. Nick Foles with 2 first-half touchdown passes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he elects not to bring this one out as his guys will take over at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Third down, the Colts beefing up the secondary. 6 defensive backs in the game.
You can't block me. 53 is the mark. 53. Check 53. Run it.
From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing here, Dobbs. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
You're trailing, you're trying to... Points late in half, I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. On 1st and 10, Barnes. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
55, come on, guys, 55. Hey, check. Go, 55.
On 1st down, Barnes. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This is a 26-yard attempt. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they? Yeah, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
53, check 53. Hey, watch the ball. 53 is the mic. I got one. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Check. Mike, 53.
Now Dobbs. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second half tones.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
He's crashing. He's checking.
Off play action. Barnes. Over the middle. Sharp's got it complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Tajay Sharp, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is now 24. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up!"
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Going deep for Hopkins. It's caught inside the 25. A big-time play there for the Texans. 53 yards. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two. After the sack on first down, Dobbs. And he'll find Akins there, complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. On third down, Dobbs. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep.
On the ground, it's Mack. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Back to throw. Barnes. And that is incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Pulled in at the 24. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
From the 30 on second down, Dobbs going for the deep ball. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Quincy Wilson with the INT. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
At the 34-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now a give right side. It's Daniels. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Ready. Pittsburgh. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
They'll run on first down. It's Hines, and nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Try to do better. Come on. 22, Jet, Bomber. 22, Jet, Bomber.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Check right. Watching you five. On that, baby. Mike, 55. Check, 55. Go. Switch up. 55 is Mike, guys, 55. It's our time.
Operating from the gun, Barnes. There's that man again. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 38-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 38. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run the counter. Hines, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
I'm going to run you over. That's it. Switch the ball. Match box.
Now a give, right side. Mack, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A pair of negative running plays, and now they're looking up at a 3rd down at 17 to go.
55. Mike 55. Watch it. Put it right.
From the gun, Barnes. Looking for Campbell downfield. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
They come out here in the I. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Now a give right side. It's Hines. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. They've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They go with Brown. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on third down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh, yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
This is fielded at the goal line. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Operating from the gun, Dobbs. And Stills bringing it in. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Colts pick it up. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Rip right, rip right. Mike 50. Hayward. Mike 54. Go. Hey, keep it up. Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4. Hey, defense, let's go.
Following the fumble recovery, Dobbs. He finds Hopkins complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. He completes it to Henry. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them.
And now here is another interception. Picked off down at the 2, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Cut. Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike.
To throw from his end zone. Barnes escaping the pressure right. He'll run it. And he's going to be out of bounds up past the 5. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. This will be fielded at the 17.
Let's go, baby.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think
the Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
Dobbs. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And the catch made by Hopkins. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Push him back.
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Let's go right here. Off. Check. Crunch.
On fourth down, Dobbs. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position.
On the ready. Mike 55. Mike 55. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go.
On first down, Hines. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. Second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Kill.
They run again with Hines. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. Now it's Hines. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Dobbs. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up second and 10.
54, right there. 54, Mike.
Throwing again. Dobbs. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game.
It's going to be a long day, offense.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Dobbs. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. J.J. Watt, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And when you break it down, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting, but obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is. This thing is pretty much done. And the crowd stayed with it to celebrate because they're like, let's enjoy watching our team play this well. This is fun.
So for the Colts, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Houston, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game guest